All right, hello and welcome everybody to a brand new Pokemon Go PvP video. As we head into the later part of the season, you might be looking for a team that can push you over the edge. Maybe you need to fine-tune your gameplay and make some legend plays in these final moments. Today we're taking a look at 5 battles featured from my friend E110 as he made his final push to legend rank. He does start off at 2971, running a team that is a modified version of Caleb Peng's Titans line, which does feature Trevenant in the lead, Shadow Lapras, and Bastiodon in the back. This is what it takes to make a legend. All right, we're jumping right here into game 1. We have the Trevenant lead into Medicham. Great lead for the Trevenant. We really dominate this, especially even energy. So we see the immediate switch out into Stunfisk, and we're noticing a huge problem already. This back line really suffers against Stunfisk. So we have to do 2 things in this moment. First of all, we have to chip this Stunfisk, so we throw the Shadow Ball. Definitely a high damage move, but it gets shielded, which is not great. The second thing we have to do is maintain alignment, because we cannot allow that Medicham to line up against Lapras or Bastiodon. It's a very bad time. So the Rock Slide comes through here. I love that E110 allows that Stunfisk to dump some of the energy that it's gathered, and then he makes the switch into Lapras. Very nice. He's gonna throw the Surf right away. The Shadow Lapras Surf packs a serious punch. We're gonna see it come through here and do so much damage to the Stunfisk, but my goodness, he squeezes off a Rock Slide here with just a few HP remaining. Now in the perfect situation, we take this damage so that we reduce the amount of farm that the opposing Medicham can get, but he throws another Rock Slide, which is really tough. The Ice Shard came through, but damage did not apply quickly enough to KO the Stunfisk. So we do see the shield come up there. Now we're at even shields, but we've done the most important thing, and that is maintain alignment. So the Lapras is going to wait, and the Medicham obviously is going to come in here, going to try to get to the Surf and do some chip damage, and we do reach the Surf, which is really nice. 2 Ice Shards for 6 turns equal 3 counters for 6 turns, unless you can deny, right? If you can't deny, then it's actually 8 turns of counters that come through. We see the Lapras get countered down. Not too out of hand though, because the Trevenant here can still handle it decently well. We don't want to take a Ice Punch, so we are definitely going to shield the Trevenant here. And it's Psychic actually. That means this is probably a Pup Psychic Medicham. We see the Bastiodon come in, and it gets a little tricky because they are up a shield, but this is going to be a long match. Now, as you can tell, E1 did a couple of key things. He gathered some energy, and he made that switch almost immediately. What that switch allows you to do is to keep an eye on where your opponent is in terms of their own switch, because worst case scenario is that they switch in and catch a flamethrower, they catch one of your moves. So we can kind of keep an eye on our own switch timer down there at the bottom right, and that tells us where our opponent generally is going to be. So flamethrower is the best move to throw in this situation, although neither move does a whole lot of damage, as you can tell. Bastiodon, such a monstrous Pokemon, definitely takes out all the flyers with ease and kind of dominates the most neutral matchups as well. I don't know if this is XL Bastiodon or not. I might need to ask E110 about that. But we do see the smackdowns coming through. That switch timer is getting close to being up, so we got to anticipate that switch out. Here it comes. Here comes the Trevenant to answer. This Medicham just threw Psychic, and look here, we are almost at the double Seed Bomb. I think that's all we're going to need, because the Bastiodon is going to be forced to throw against our Trevenant as well. That Seed Bomb KOs. In comes the Basti, throws another Seed Bomb. I like this play as well. If you work up to the Shadow Ball, yes, there's a chance that you get more damage. However, you might risk in a situation where Bastiodon throws that flamethrower before you're ready. We see the Bastiodon stand there for a few moments, and the opposing trainer concedes. GG's. That was game 1. All right, battle number 2 is on the screen. If you're enjoying the content here, leave a like, comment down below what your legend team has been this season, or comment below and let me know what you think of this legend team, if you think it's worthy or if you think something else might be better in its place. So as we see E1 queuing up here, 2971, you know that your nerves are getting to you. You're like, oh man, I really need a 3-2. I really need a 4-1. And you put a lot of pressure on yourself. You have to avoid that if you can. Just focus on the next game. So here we see Thespianoff is the opponent. Trevenant lead into Skarmory. Not the best situation, but we do have two swaps that can handle the Skarm. We go right for that Lapras there. What this does is it lures out counter users for the most part, but sometimes we get Stunfisk. This is a matchup that Lapras doesn't enjoy because we can't tank two Rock Slides, and you don't need to know the entire matchup to just kind of predict how this will go out, because if you know the energy schedule and pacing, it can really help you. 12 turns to the Surf for the Lapras, 10 turns to the Rock Slide for that Stunfisk. So we need to be ahead by several Ice Shards to really outpace the Fisk, and we only were able to get, I think, one against the Skarmory. We do see E1 building up quite a bit of energy. He goes up to the double, 2 Ice Shards, which is 6 turns. He's able to deny as well, I believe, and prevent the Stunfisk from getting another Mud Shot. It was a CMP tie, it turns out. He's going to fight here for switch because he does not want that Skarmory lined up against his Trevenant, which makes total sense. We're going to see the Ice Shard damage kind of work its way through this Fisk as well. I'm pretty confident that if E1 2 shields, he can get through this Stunfisk. And he is going to 2 shield because we know that Skarmory is just helpless against the Bastiodon, so it makes sense to do this. He's gonna, okay, I thought he fired the Surf, but this is actually even better because you get a full farm down and probably 2 Surfs against the Skarmory as well. So we see the first Surf come through. He does try to deny instead of letting the Air Slash through, and he's successful in that, which is pretty awesome. He needs one more Ice Shard here though, and he gets it, and he pulls off the Surf as well. Denies again, another Air Slash coming through there, which is also very nice. Throwing the second Surf, no shield yet. Oh man, you really wish you would have gotten a shield, but look at this Skarmory. Oh my goodness, it's basically KO'd. Comes in with the Bastiodon, making that fast swap. Here comes Shadow Swampert. The trick here is that Swampert needs several Mud Shots to get up to that Sludge Wave, and the Seed Bomb is always 5s and 5 in terms of Shadow Claws, which means we can outpace to the double Seed Bomb here. This looks pretty safe, considering that Trevenant can survive a Sludge Wave. It takes a little more than half health in the Great League, I believe. We're going to see what the Swampert is packing right here. It will be a Hydro Cannon. My goodness, 2 Hydros might actually do more. Oh, this is going to get interesting here. This Swampert actually being very, very smart. We know Sludge Wave is the super effective move, but Hydro is actually better here, which is so counterintuitive given that Shadow Swampert. And I thought this was going to be a win, but their opponent is actually playing very, very well. If you're a Swampert in this situation, trying to push for Legend, you just got some really, really good notes here on how to play the matchup. Shadow Swampert going to throw another move here. It will be a Hydro Cannon. Bastiodon takes a huge hit. Goes for the Stone Edge. Let's see what happens here because we need, I think, a couple Smackdowns to secure this matchup. Oh no! Swampert goes down. In comes Skarmory. It really needs to land a Brave Bird here to have any shot. Here comes a move from the Skarmory. This is razor thin. The margin for error is non-existent. Here it comes. Brave Bird. Bastiodon tanks that no problem. I'm just kidding. It was never in doubt. All right, game 3 is all queued up. Let's see what happens here. Trevenant lead into Skarmory yet again. I anticipate we'll see a very similar strategy play out here. Reaching for Lapras. There it is. Let's see if we get a counter user. This time we get Deoxys. Okay, so again, the Trevenant's going to have a fine time against Deoxys. No moves in that move pool can deal super effective damage to the Trevenant. Thunderbolt, Rock Slide, Psycho Boost, it's all neutral or possibly resisted. We're going to see Lapras trying to work up some energy here, trying to pull the trigger on a Surf. Deoxys does have a very low attack stat. Based on its namesake, it is defense weighted, so it's going to lose CMP if that was a CMP event. We do see the shield come up, and it was a CMP, which is really nice. Grabbing a shield here from Deoxys on the safe switch is huge for E110. Goes for the Thunderbolt as well. Normally Deoxys packs that Psycho Boost, and you see E1 jump immediately into this matchup with the Trevenant. That's another thing. When you make the switch and you pull out something vulnerable to the Trevenant, do not wait out that switch timer. Otherwise, there's a chance that the Skarmory might switch in and corner your Trevenant. So he comes right in, takes a Psycho Boost on the chin, is up a shield. Let's see if he throws the energy. I'm actually curious to see what he decides to do here. We assume Skarmory's coming back out. We do see Umbreon. Okay, so in this situation, because we know Bastiodon really handles that Skarmory very well, I think this is the right play. You want to chip down this Umbreon, get into a manageable health range, because this is looking like a 2-shield Bastiodon sweep. Now right there, He didn't throw a Shadow Claw in between the two Seed Bombs, which I think he was attempting to deny the Snarl, but it snuck through. Giving your opponent extra energy like that is so tough, and he forces the Umbreon to throw as well. I really like how this matchup is shaping up. You don't really need a shield to protect Bastiodon from Skarmory, so I anticipate we see both shields spent in the Basti versus Umbreon matchup. This is a very grinded out kind of matchup, and sometimes you just have to grind out these matches when you're pushing for Legend. So we do see the first shield come up. No debate about it. We know that the Foul Play is going to do a bit more damage than any move from Skarmory that's threatening, because once it Brave Birds, it loses that defense, it takes the debuff, and then it's just easy to smack down after that. So we're going to see another shield come up here, just like we thought. Umbreon trying its hardest, not making much headway. We also see E1 is trying to farm down the Umbreon completely and save these charge moves for the Skarmory. I love that play as well. Foul Play comes through, not a big deal. In comes the Skarm. He's going to throw the Flamethrower here, capping up there at 100 energy. This looks really straightforward. I mean, Bastiodon really going to dominate this matchup. Skarmory has become very prevalent in the meta because of Nidoqueen, I think, is a huge reason. It also is probably the best flyer available, since most of the other flyers are going to take super effective damage from Wall Rain, Icicle Spear, Powder Snow, and the like. So I think that coming in here with the Basti to kind of counter these Skarmories is a great choice. We're going to see Skarmory throw a move here, but I think it's kind of in vain. E110, though, is playing the long game. I think he farms all the way down and saves a charge move for the Umbreon. Let's see. Bastiodon just smacking through the flying steel type here. We see another move, but again, Brave Bird. Oh, Basti takes that. Kind of tickles. One more smackdown. I believe Basti loses CMP to Umbreon, but we're going to see the Stone Edge come through here regardless. The general rule is the bulkier the Pokemon, the more likely it is to lose CMP, right? Opponent might have top lefted on the charge move here. There we go. Stone Edge comes through finally. And that is a GG's for E110 in Game 3. All right, everybody. Game 4. Let's see if E110 continues to grind out these battles on his way to the Legend rank. Battle is starting up here. Let's see who we get. It is Pancho, I believe is how you pronounce the name. But here we go. Trevenant lead, Nidoqueen. Okay, this is interesting. We know Trevenant kind of soft loses this matchup. It gets worse for the tree the longer it drags on. Most Nidoqueen anticipate the Seed Bomb because you would suspect grass versus ground would be super effective, but the poison typing makes it neutral. But I think Shadow Ball is the way to go here. Let's see what E1 does. He's playing the long game. We saw him shield that first poison thing as well. He builds to the Shadow Ball. I cannot just emphasize this enough. You always want to build to the big move. He gives up shield and switch, and it gets a little sticky here. We're going to see Nidoqueen throw another poison thing into the Lapras. Tries to secure a snipe, but doesn't get it. In comes Azu. This is not a counter swap for Lapras. We know that Lapras' Skull Bash is devastating, and the Shadow Skull Bash is really going to pile on the damage here with Azu. I don't really love this play by E1, not throwing first. Maybe he's trying to limit the Azu's farm, but the play rough comes through. Lapras gets taken out. I'm not loving this game so far, and Nidoqueen is still pretty manageable in terms of health. Lapras would win CMP over Azumarill, so it's safe to throw as soon as you get your moves like that. Throws a Seed Bomb here. Both moves for Trevenant are stab, but only one is super effective. That is the Seed Bomb. Gonna try to outpace to a Ice Beam and does get off the second Seed Bomb. If Azu gives a shield here, I think E1's kind of forced to shield as well, but we'll see what he decides to do. It does shield. Okay, so if you shield here, all right, no hesitation. If you shield here, you do protect yourself from Ice Beam. Another kind of legend tier play is to track this energy and know where your opponent is. Comes in Wall Rain. Oh man, this is a bit tough. We know Wall Rain does have Earthquake. However, Wall Rain's Earthquake is not stab, not same type attack bonus, which means that it's probably not going to KO this Bastiodon, but we'll have to see. Bastiodon Smackdowns are doing a lot of damage though. Earthquake comes through, it's not quite enough. Gonna go ahead and throw one Smackdown and the Stone Edge. That is definitely the preferred interval. You throw one smackdown for 3 turns. They get 2 powder snows for 4 turns. Takes out the walrus, comes in with the Azu, looking to farm down. And this is actually very, very clever, very nice by the opponent. Gets a full 4 bubbles. Trevenant is out of energy. I don't think E1 can escape this one because that was bubble number 5. And here comes the Ice Beam. Typically when I coach, I think of the big 3, energy advantage, shield advantage, and switch advantage. E1 gave up switch and shield advantage both in that first meeting there between the leads, and that was really tough to come back from. The thing is, we are still 3-1, which means that E1 can win this battle and all but secure that legend rank for himself in season 10. If anyone in the comments wants to send me their videos to shoutcast, I am looking for Love Cup battles. There is a form that you can fill out. The link to that is in the description. E1 leads that Trevenant into Sableye. On paper, this Trevenant is capable of winning this matchup in the 2 straight seed bomb, but we're going to see the Shadow Lapras come in. I like this play a lot. Again, we're trying to pull out that counter user. We want to pull out that Stun Fist. We want to deal with that in the back. We do see a shield here on the Lapras as well, which is a bit interesting to me. Personally, I probably wouldn't shield until the second foul play came through because now we gave up switch and shield advantage again. But here comes the Azu. I think he goes straight for the Skull Bash, and he does. I really love this early defense boost on the Lapras. You make it very hard to deal with. You make it very tricky for this Azumarill to escape with switch advantage. Does land it as well. My goodness, look at how much damage the Shadow Skull Bash does to that Azu. Very, very nice work. We've started thinking about the team as well. Sableye lead, Azu. Could be interesting. I feel like this team needs a good answer to grass. That would make a bit of sense here because a Venusaur or a Trevenant could be problematic, especially if they go down shields. So we do see the Surf come through here. Gets a shield from the Azu as well, which is actually very nice. Not even close to the Skull Bash there. So the opponent's shielding is a bit surprising, to be honest. See the play rough come through here. Lapras finally gets taken out. Going to come in with our Trevenant. Again, counting those bubbles. 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think that E1 is trying to get up energy here. I suspect we see a shield. We do see the shield here to protect from the Ice Beam. At this point, we just Shadow Claw all the way through. 1, 2 bubbles. 3, 4. Got him right there on the 5th. Very, very nice. In comes the Sableye straight for the Shadow Ball. I love this play. Shadow Ball is 55 energy, which means you cannot bank 2, but you can throw 1, Shadow Claw, and grab another. You see the Shadow Ball go through, switching into the Bastiodon is Skarmory. That's a home run. Home run alignment. Skarmory to handle the grass. Does not want to see the Bastiodon. Great, great plays from E110. I know this wasn't a traditional shoutcast, but I really wanted to cover some of the finer points of E1's gameplay. These battles were a lot of fun to watch. We see the 4-1 get registered here. If you are looking for an open Great League team, I think this one is really awesome. And I think that E1 gave us some great notes on how to play it better. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all for watching. Leave a like, comment down below what you thought, and then send me some battles. Hey, seriously. If you have a spicy pick or a fun Pokemon, send me those battles. I'd love to watch them. E110 sent these in to me, and it's been an honor to cast them for my friend. All right, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Claim it. Claim it. Claim it. Let's see it. Come on, E1. Also, 6,980 battles. Very nice. Almost 10 million dust. Let's go! E1 Legend Hype. 3,012. That'll do it.